Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Shauna Spilling the Presley Tea. Live! It is Friday! We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about this again, but there's other aspects of this. So we're going to go through, we're going to make a comparison like we did last time. We're going to compare this book to her first book and some other books. So we're going to have some fun, okay? Hey, Connie, Jennifer, Lou Ann, Elvis A to Z, Mindy Miller. Hey, Online Mama. Gypsy Diamond. Hello, hello. It's going to be a very interesting evening. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to have some fun tonight. Hey, Carol. Hey, Jen. What's up? I'm so glad you guys are here. Rosalind, hey. I'm glad you're here tonight, too. So, we've had an interesting week debunking this woman's legacy of lies. Legacy. If any legacy this woman has, if she has any at all, it's the legacy of lies. That's all she knows how to do. Kathy, hello. Lulu, to you. Oh, hello. Hello, Arkansas Dave. Hello. Miss Tropane Rain. It's Saturday morning here in Australia. Of course it is. Good morning to you. Thanks, 11389,000. Hello. Now, guys, know that this show is for entertainment purposes only, okay, folks? What you're getting from me tonight is from my own research and my own opinions, all right? And the last that I checked, we are allowed our own opinions. And, yeah, this just makes me want to gag. There's so many inconsistencies. Ashley, hello. I'm glad you could make it. So we're going to do like we did last time, but I made a little bit more of a deep dive. So I'm going to read this to you guys, and so bear with me. I think you might find this very interesting. Gypsy Diamond, let's find out more about Prissy Poo. What's she up to? Well, didn't we all establish that her name is usually Prissy Pants, but I really enjoyed the Prissy Le Pew. Like, ooh. Hello, how you doing, McCarty? How you doing? Let's see. Arkansas Day Prissy is coming to Georgia on her book tour. No, I wouldn't spend my money, Arkansas Dave, on going, because as much as I would love to go and ask her the important questions, we all know, especially with people on YouTube who have went, she screens her questions. They do not allow any questions that is not what she wants to answer. So I wouldn't even waste time, effort, or a penny to go, because they don't let you ask her the good questions, the questions we want to know. Hey, Molly, William, you got your Pepsi Zero? Okay, you're ready to rock. Good. Lulu says she likes the name Prissy Le Pew because she had that French hat on, man. It was like, you got to be kidding me. How old is she? How old is she, folks? She was dressed like a schoolgirl. It was kind of weird. I don't even dress like that. At a certain age, you got to kind of quit dressing like that. Maria, Claudia, hello. I'm glad you guys could make it. Rosalind, thank you so much for the $5 super thanks. Does Prissy mention Mark Edwards and Stone in her book? Rosalind, she mentions Marco, but it's only like maybe 2 sentences. It's very odd for someone she spent 22 years with, right? She mentions Edwards. She downplays Lisa's abuse by Edwards. And yes, Stone is in there too. It's in here, but briefly. It's crazy. She spent a lot of time with these men. Briefly mentions things in here. Ashley, yes, Rosalind. She spends more time speaking about Edwards and Stone than Marco. It's true. It's kind of weird. She spent 22 years with Marco, yet like what, two sentences? It's crazy. Kelsey, hey. Velvis, Prissy Pew, Anthony, hi. MJ, hey. I'm glad you guys are here. Really. What? Are we allowed to ask her any off the cuff questions? No. She won't she won't let anybody ask her any kind of questions like that. Yep. So you have your popcorn gypsy, you ready? Lulu, to you. Thank you so much for the $2 super thanks. I appreciate it, guys. Really, I do. William, everyone, how's everyone doing tonight? We're good. And Mindy, that's because Marco doesn't bring in any money for her. Oh, and also, we all know he signed a non-disclosure agreement, right? So you would think it would go both ways. So she probably didn't talk much about Marco because Marco's not allowed to talk much about her. That could be a big possibility as well. Miss Trapain, I don't believe Marco is a con man. I think that was made up to give her leverage to end their long relationship and so that anything coming from him is questioned. Well, he did tell Lisa that Priscilla and Spiegel were conning her. Marco was the one to spill the beans to Lisa that she was being wronged by her own mother and her business partner Spiegel. So there's that. Hi, Queen Scott. Arkansas Dave. I wish Lisa had gotten to finish her book. Wonder what skeletons were left in Prissy's closet. Enough. There's enough. And yes, William, Prissy Pants is always stuck on stupid. Carol Coggle, I appreciate all the information you share with all of us. Thank you so much for the $19.99 super thanks. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. And Ashley, I finally finished the audiobook. Girl, you had to listen to her voice. I don't think I could do that. I'm already thinking in her voice when I'm reading it. So, like, anytime I read a statement from her, her voice is in my head. I might be reading it, but I hear it. And then, I always do it to you guys, too, the Prissy voice. So, yeah, I'm surprised. And you said the ending was the worst. She talked about her pets more lovingly than she did her own daughter. Absolutely disgusting and despicable. Yeah. Sad, right? Cheryl, wonder how Marco knew that? Didn't he, listen in on the conversation, perhaps? Sharon, hello, Shauna and everyone. Miss Chopin, I meant for the public to question him, Marco. Wouldn't that be nice, though? Anthony, Shauna, there's an Elvis YouTuber named... Oh, my gosh. You know what, Anthony? I don't even want to read the comment because that starts a certain individual to start doing that to me, too, and I don't feel like it. So, yes, we are full aware of the YouTuber you're referring to. I just don't. Let's just keep continuing. Ashley, I thought of you every time she spoke. I bet. Oh, thank you so very much. Molly, I absolutely could not listen to her voice, especially for hours. Girl, try speaking in her voice. Kelsey, it's interesting that Priscilla never mentions kicking Lisa out in 1983 and sending her to the Happy Valley School. I actually wonder if Lisa was there when Priscilla broke it off with Edward. She could have been. She could have been if you go by the timeline. There is a big possibility. And of course, she's not going to mention the Happy Valley School. Lisa, There was abuse that happened at that school. Is there not? There is a documentary talking about that school. It wasn't really even a school. It was like a slave camp. I mean, I'm telling you, that's what it was like. Lulu, to you, I would like to see Riley do a book too. She said she had a lot of recordings of her mom. Did you guys hear that Riley is releasing the paperback version of her mom's book? And also she's going to do some kind of afterword. There's like going to be an insert in there with an afterword. I hope this afterword has a few words about her Nona. You know, I would hope there would be an afterword of her Nona going, of her saying, Nona, I dedicate this book to you, who lies about my mother and who lets my uncle talk trash about my mom. Thanks. Have a nice day. That'd be nice. That would be nice. No, she can't find Marco Polo. Yeah, Velvis, you're familiar with that channel? Yes, I know. Queen Scott, Shauna, did Brigitte ever say whether or not Priscilla and Lisa had a relationship prior to her passing? They were trying to reconcile. After 8 years, they were trying to reconcile, but nothing happened of it because they just started talking with the award ceremony at the Golden Globes. That's it. So, whatever relationship that was, they only had what, a few days, maybe a week of trying to reconcile. So, we need to be respectful of the people in the chat, guys, okay? Maria, yes. Mindy, I know it was a misunderstanding, and I know you did. Sharon, yes. Donna Presley is Elvis's first cousin. Yes. Okay. You saw in the news the release of the paperback. The timing must have to do with Priscilla's book. Belvis, I think so too, but when she said she was going to put an afterword, like insert in that book, I'm thinking in my head, I hope she talks truth about her Nona. Wouldn't that be the best timing ever? But we have to consider something here. Riley has shown herself to be very private. She doesn't like their life being in the public like this. She doesn't like their laundry being hung out to dry like this. She doesn't like it. So, okay. So let's go to what I'm starting here with the comparisons of the book and stuff. Okay. I'm going to read you guys something and we're going to talk about it. All right. All right. So, based on Priscilla Presley's two memoirs, Elvis and Me, 1985, and Softly as I Leave You, 2025, and excerpts from Lisa Marie Presley and Riley Keough's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, 2024, it is possible to create a detailed comparison of their narratives and explore how Priscilla's story has evolved. All right, so we're going to talk about Priscilla's evolving narrative. Priscilla's two memoirs reveal a significant evolution in her perspective over 4 decades. Her first book, Elvis and Me, written shortly after Elvis's death, offers a romanticized, protective account of their life together. In contrast, her 2025 memoir, Softly as I Lied to You, provides a more candid, expansive view, incorporating the complexities of her life after Elvis and reflecting on a broader range of personal experiences. The relationship with Elvis. Then, in the book 1985, Elvis and Me portrays Priscilla as a devoted and often naive teenager, molded into Elvis's ideal woman. She presents their initial relationship as a platonic friendship, where Elvis has a homesick where Elvis was a homesick soldier grieving his mother. Their physical relationship, she writes, was not consummated until their wedding night, as Elvis believed in saving himself for marriage, saving herself, because he wasn't saved himself. Okay. Now, in 2025, in Priscilla's new memoir, Priscilla offers a more nuanced type of view of her youth, placing the age gap within the context of the era and noticing that she embraced her role as a submissive wife to a Southern man. She reveals that Elvis's interest in her sexually waned after the birth of her daughter, Lisa Marie, because he had never been able to make love to a woman who had a child, which we all know that's not true. He just didn't want to share her with other men because she already cheated on him 6 weeks after Lisa was born. No man, no respectable Southern man growing up the way he did would want to share a woman with another man, especially after having another baby, because he was probably scared of the fact that if she got pregnant again, with DNA being the way that it is back then, maybe he was scared that she would have some kind of illegitimate kid and try to pass it on him. I mean, plus we all know Elvis didn't like to share, right? And Mindy, you know this for a fact. I know you do. Elvis never shared his women with other men. It just was a big turnoff for him. It didn't happen. He didn't like it too much. If you were his gal, you were not going to be seen with another man or be with another man in that way. Charlene, he cheated on her. He cheated on her before and after he married. Well, yeah, but when they were married, he actually took a lie detector test, and it was not him that cheated first in the marriage. It was actually Priscilla. And Mindy says that is correct. So he was just that kind of man, He didn't like it. Even when Linda Thompson was with one of his band members, right? Even just talking with another band member, he was getting turned off by that. So he didn't like sharing. He just didn't. Not at all. Jennifer says that she would have definitely pinned a pregnancy on him for sure. And Mindy, thank you. Yes, his name was David Briggs. I've forgotten that. Thank you. So let's keep going, guys, okay? She also discloses a major detail not present in her first book, her own affair with her karate instructor, Mike Stone. Isn't that crazy, guys? Very crazy. Very crazy. How would she forget that? Think about it. Infidelity and jealousy. In Elvis and Me in 1985, Priscilla describes a constant state of worry over Elvis's relationship with other women. She recounts her explosive temper tantrums over rumors involving Anne Margaret, which led her to smash a flower vase. She felt it was her survival to not ask too many questions. That's not how it was depicted, though, in the movie Elvis and Me from 1988. She smashes the vase, and then she goes, I hate her! I wish she would just stay back in Sweden where she damn belongs. And she throws the vase. Now, in the book, Softly as I Leave You, the new memoir connects her feelings with inaccuracy and fear to discovering letters from other women to Elvis. She admits that her affair with Mike Stone was triggered by the discovery of these letters, acting as a catalyst for her departure, not the root cause. You guys have to pay attention to detail here. It's crazy. Now, we're going to go into Elvis's prescription drug use. In the book in 1985, while the first memoir mentions Elvis's use of pills for insomnia and energy, it largely presents this as a manageable and even normal part of their everyday life. She portrays him as an expert on the pills and always consulting his medical dictionary to ensure they were safe. She also mentions that Elvis would give her some of the pills to help her keep herself up when she had to be up late for his late night lifestyle. Now, in the book, Softly as I Lie to You, the book offers a much more direct and critical view. Priscilla describes Elvis's drug problem as starting much earlier in his army stint, attributing its origin to him taking pills from his mother, Gladys. She discusses the staggering amount of prescription drugs he took, expliciting links his mood swings and outbursts to a cocktail of drugs. She also describes the doctors who give him anything he wanted and enabled his addiction. Okay, she, as we told you last week, throws Gladys under the bus. She throws Gladys under the bus, saying Gladys is the one that made Elvis a druggie, and then Elvis was the one that made Lisa a druggie. Really? It's in Softly as I Lie to You. How dare she? Gladys has been gone since 1958. None of this stuff was told before. If this stuff is personal, why didn't she keep it to herself? And why the hell would she write about Gladys when this book is supposed to be Life After Elvis? I'm very upset with her for doing this, throwing Elvis's beloved mother under the bus, saying it's her. She was the root cause of Elvis taking prescription drugs. Really? Queen Scott, I know, if you read Child Bride, you understand that too. Queen Scott said Priscilla had teen lovers, that Curry Grant guy who introduced her to Elvis. That too. If you read Child Bride, then you know that Priscilla used Curry Grant to get to Elvis by sleeping with Curry Grant, therefore her not being a virgin anymore by the time she met Elvis. If you read the book Child Bride, it's in there. Yes. Yes. Lisa says, careful, Shauna, don't let Prissy into your head. It's too late. Too late. Molly, lie detector test, huh? Whose idea was that? I think it had something to do with the divorce proceedings, if I remember correctly. Molly, autocorrect. Oh, sorry, I read you. It's okay. Ashley, what was her excuse for cheating weeks after Lisa was born? Yeah, what was it? That's a good question. I would like to know that. I would like to know that. You would think that Elvis and her just getting married, 9 months, no, 10, almost 10 months later, she gives birth to Lisa Marie, and then Elvis patiently waiting for her body to heal so they can, get back to it again. I would like to know. It could have been anything. She might not have been interested. Maybe she was giving most of her time to her dance instructor to the point where that's all she was thinking about was her dance instructor. And then she finally, had the nerve to start the affair. Tracy, any idea why Linda isn't speaking out? Non-disclosure agreement. Well, I think Mindy helped me with that with that answer. It might not even be a non-disclosure agreement with Linda Thompson. It could be a mutual, let's not do drama and you get the interviews. Let's not do drama and get along with everybody so everybody can do interviews, go to special appearances together. I don't think the Elvis world, like the media Elvis world, wants division. I think they want togetherness, even if it's just for 2 hours to get along on stage, to be able to work together. That's what I think. Sharon, softly as I lied to you is so true. Love it, Shauna. You're welcome. Hi, Diana. David, here's another dime for you, Mr. Songman. Sing the loneliness of a broken dreams away. If you can, yes, it's only me. And you, Mr. Songman, won't you take away the night, sing away my hurt, Mr. Songman? Oh, that's a song, David, isn't it? Can you tell me what song that is? I know it's not an Elvis song. I don't remember who did that. Mindy, E would never have approved of any of this. Of course he wouldn't. Of course not. She slept with Curry. Well, yes, she did. Now, according to Child Bride and Curry Grant himself, she slept with him. Yeah. Of course, Priscilla denied it. Stephanie, hello. Ashley. So since I keep, hold on a minute. I'm skipping and I don't mean to. Miss Truprain. Didn't she dye her hair blonde at one time because she was desperately trying to keep him? Yeah, and she dyed her hair red too when he was seeing Anne Margaret. She changed her hair color, so it's still a contradiction to Elvis wanting her to keep it jet black. So she had control over her own daggum hair. She dyed her hair blonde. She dyed her hair red because of Anne Margaret. She changed her hairstyle depending on the starlet that he was seeing behind the scenes. She would change her hair. She changed everything about herself. It was crazy how she was. Really. Yeah. Ashley. So since she's blaming parents, I guess Priscilla's gold digging behavior came from her NIM. Who's her NIM? Mom. Probably. You know, when Riley says that there is generational trauma in their family, she wasn't just whistling Dixie. There really is generational trauma in that family. But there's generational trauma in lots of families. You know, it's not just the Presleys. Okay? There's also people in real life have the same issue, and it's hard to break the cycle. You actually have to break the cycle before it continues on to keep going, you know? Sharon goes, she slept with Curry to meet Elvis? That's sick. Oh, yeah, she denies it, though, but Curry Grant says himself that she did. Marilyn, Prissy invents things. Her words can't get trusted. Evil narcissist. Yes. Mindy, it's another tell-all book, which he hated. All these. That's why I never wrote a book like this. Oh, I know he didn't like the books. I would know he wouldn't like the books because he didn't like Elvis. What happened? About killed him. And in fact, I think partially that didn't help. That didn't help. Velvet said, help! Caught in a trap of Priscilla lying again. Ashley, Mindy, how many times is she going to tell all, though? It's so played out. Isn't it, though? Isn't it? This has to be the last book she writes, right, guys? I mean, she's 80. This has to be the last book. This has to be her last hurrah. Eddie, inappropriate and rude of Priscilla to say anything derogatory about Elvis's mother. Even if true, she should stay in her own lane and be respectful of his mother, knowing how Elvis felt about his mother. I agree, Eddie. Edie. Why do I keep doing that? I have nobody in my life that is named Edie. And I should know that the female Southern name for Eddie is Edie. Please forgive me. Gypsy. Prissy thinks this is news. This is her trying to make money. That's all Prissy Pants thinks about is money. It's a cash grab. She needs money, right? Remember? She's supposed to be going bankrupt. She has to have money to give Navarone when she dies. She's trying to, set him up for life. Sue, all the dumb interviews, kiss her ass instead of asking tough questions. Yes, because she is allowed to vent. She's allowed to vent her questions. She's allowed to. Jack, Mindy, I watched an interview. Oops, sorry, I skipped you. Let me read you again. What happened? Hold on. Mindy, I watched an interview with you recently where you said you were on the foot of Elvis's bed while he was venting about what happened, Elvis What Happened book. What year was that? And Mindy agrees with me because this is something that was brought up before. Yes, it's business to make it all look good. Exactly, because if they really knew how much division was in the Elvis world between us, our opinions, what girlfriend we like, what girlfriend we didn't like, things like that, nobody would get any interviews. Nobody would get any invitations to go anywhere. They don't want division. They want you guys to be able to spend 2 hours, 3 hours on stage with each other, not taking it personally or personal vendettas or anything like that. Business is business. And that's exactly why. Yes, Mr. Songman, Promised Land. Oh, it's Mr. Songman? Oh, Brenda. It's always about the money, people. Priscilla has been lying her whole life. It's always about the greed. Always. Anthony, I've got the feeling that justice is coming to Prissy pretty soon. What kind of justice, though? I mean, it's like she can pull the plug on her daughter. She can do all these things. She can lie. She can scam. It don't matter what she does. She can use people and abuse people, but she still gets to be on top. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like right now, she's in the UK right now, living her best life, and Navarone is with her. Navarone Provolone is with her. Yes, guess what? He went to go with her so he can sign her book. Can you guys answer me this? It's her book, right? So she would be signing her book, right? Why is Provolone signing her book? I don't get it. I don't get it. Queen Scott. Her stepfather groomed her for a rich man. Elvis was in the army, and the stepfather and Curry Grant was in the Air Force. Priscilla's stepfather was Curry Grant Commander-Chief, who sent Curry after. That makes a lot of sense, Queen Scott. I didn't think about it that way. They were both in the Air Force. You're right. Susan, so glad Mindy is here to speak the truth. I am too. I'm glad she's here. I'm glad. This is a safe space for all of us to be able to talk and to tell the truth as much as we know. And this is not the truth. So I'm glad you're in here, Mindy. We can talk about this. Cheryl, Suzanne Fitzstad was supposed to write another book. She met with Zilla. All of a sudden, no book. Yes, we all have suspected that she went out to lunch or brunch or tea with Prissy Pants and no book two. Because she was talking about putting out a book two. And nothing. Crickets. Kita. No, no, no. Yeah, I did. And she did. It's just crazy though, Kita, because even though it's bold, it's very bold. You got to be careful what you say because this woman right here, she likes to sue people, as you know, Kita, and she has the money to do so. So I would be very careful what I would say. So, I mean, kudos to Donna Presley as of late, but she better be careful because this woman got the money and the means, and she loves to sue. So, yeah, I have been watching some of them. Thought that was an interesting one, really. William, her book belongs in the fireplace. Stephanie, you notice how Prissy Pants throws folks under the bus who are no longer amongst us that cannot defend themselves? My question, who is next? Her own parents? No, never Stephanie. But what I think is um, nothing has been written about Gladys for a very long time. So she just thought about putting crap in there that's just not even relevant. She shouldn't have done it. I have a feeling she made this crap up. I do. Guys, I don't think it was Gladys that got Elvis hooked on prescription pills. I do not. I do know the story of Elvis going into the military, and they would have to take medication to stay up when he was on maneuvers because he was up all night. So they would give him uh, poppers, uh, which is a type of speed, and they gave that to the military back then. In fact, they got the idea from Adolf Hitler, who was giving it to his military back in World War II. So they were doing it even up until the 70s, until they realized that no, they really shouldn't be giving our military amphetamines. Not a good idea. It makes aggression, and it messes you up, and you get addicted. So Queen Scott. Stepfather sent curry after Priscilla. That was a setup. Yeah. And from what I have understood the last couple of weeks, and the name Honey Trap comes to mind. So thank you guys for helping me with that word. But that's where the honey trap started, right? Right? The honey trap. It was a honey trap set up by the stepfather and the mother. The mother would have to agree. I asked my mom this a couple of years ago. I asked my mom, I was like, hey, you remember when I was 16, right? She goes, yeah. I said, would you have ever, at the age of 16, would you ever let me spend the summer with Elvis Presley if it was relevant? Would you ever have let me do that? Would you ever have let me spend Christmas with Elvis at 17? My mom went, as much as she loved Elvis Presley, she said, hail to the no. That was what my mother said. And I have to agree. I was raised in a very Southern Baptist, very strict family. Every other weekend we were out doing revivals and I was singing in the choir. So we had I had a very strict upbringing. My mother would have never let me, any kind of rock star, not even Elvis, my mom would have never let me. No. Susan, everyone that is sick of seeing Prissy speak at interviews, raise your hand. Can I raise two? I don't like it. I don't like it. I have to sit there and listen to her talk. And it's not just her talking, it's what's coming out of her mouth. She just makes it up as she goes along, or she changes her story. It's terrible. Terrible. Ashley, she said the wrong people come in her life just to use her money and claim the Presley dynasty. That's exactly what she did to Elvis. How ironic. It's the pot calling kettle black, Ashley, at this point. And Sue, yes, provolone. Yep, that's my nickname for a Netherist. CC Cat, hey. I just hope Riley does what she needs to do. She must have read that book, Four Candles. But, I mean, I think she actually did read books to write this in general. Because it seems to me when she is talking about Lisa some in this book, it seems to me she got her information completely from Lisa's book. You know, there's some things that are just, it's right there. So let me read some more of this breakdown for you guys because I kind of got off subject because I like y'all's comments. Anyway, we stopped where she was talking about Gladys. And in the Memphis Mafia book, Lamar does mention Gladys's, but I was very shocked that Priscilla put it in this book. She shouldn't have. It's like stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, please. Lisa Marie's perspective. Lisa Marie Presley's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, provides a new, at times conflicting viewpoint, adding a crucial third voice to the family story. Priscilla's parenting. Lisa Marie's view. Lisa Marie's memoir, edited by her daughter Riley Keough, portrays Priscilla as a strict and often chilly mother who imposed rules and schedules that Lisa Marie resented. She recalls feeling like a trophy to her mother, who was obsessed in how things looked, about how things looked. She described her mother as being gone a lot on trips with other men, leaving her in the care of nannies and staff. Priscilla's response. Priscilla's new memoir acknowledges a good cop, bad cop parenting dynamic, with her as the disciplinarian and Elvis as the indulgent parent. She defends her strictness by stating it came from a place of love and a desire to provide a stable upbringing for her daughter. She also admits that Lisa Marie's accusations that she was dumping her at Scientology were difficult to hear, but that she believed it was a safer environment for her daughter. Really, a safer environment. Svet, hey, glad you're here. I see you popped in. CC Cat, Angie and the BC threw the book in the lake. Laugh out loud. Horrible what she said about Lisa and Gladys. Well, she shouldn't be writing about Gladys, I don't think. Ashley, the whole entire book was made to trash Gladys, Elvis, and Lisa. That's the whole point of it. She didn't throw them under the bus. Throw them under the bus. Why not? Molly, she doesn't have a lane. You have to have talent to have a lane, an accolade. Oh, Molly, you're funny, girl. Queen Scott, the people should have stopped believing this woman when she told Pierce Morgan Lisa was with her at the time of Elvis's passing. I know. That right there. That right there gets me. Let me adjust my seat because, oh, thank you. Velvis, can't we sue Priscilla for abusing Elvis's legacy? I wish we could all. I wish we all could sue her for mental anguish. I'm gonna sue you for mental anguish. Yes, Mindy. If you have enough money, you can sue anyone. But a lot of us don't have that kind of money, Mindy. There's a few people on a list I could sue right now. Or have sued if I had money. Yeah, I think it takes at least 10 grand to get to get even the paperwork started on suing somebody. It's about 10 grand. Ashley, she claims that she has a terrific legacy of wonderful films and television shows. Yeah, right. CC Cat. Exactly, Shauna. She never met Gladys, and this was supposed to be her life after Elvis. Such a dig. Yeah, very, very, very. Mindy, haha, right? Yep, $10,000. Kelsey, Priscilla also said that Lisa was at camp when Elvis passed away. Exactly. She said two different contradictions to her other stories. She should know where her daughter was when Elvis died. She shouldn't have to. Why does her story even change? You know, a lot of us are speculating that she could be pretending that she has dementia because of the court cases that are coming up. You know, just saying. So I think it has something to do with that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. The Michael Edwards affair. Lisa Marie's view. In Lisa Marie's memoir, details a long, disturbing period in her childhood with her mother's boyfriend, Michael Edwards. She accuses him of sexually abusing her, recounting incidents where he would touch her inappropriately and spank her, leaving her with a black and blue orange-green bruises on her bottom. She also recalls her mother and Edward's relationship as being volatile and violent, with her mother screaming and Edwards throwing shit and drug use in the home. Priscilla's response. In Priscilla's new memoir, Softly as I Lied to You, it acknowledges her relationship with Edwards and portrays him as a dramatic guy with a horrible temper and often on drugs. She admits that she and Edwards had a physical relationship, but she refutes Lisa Marie's claim of sexual molestation, stating that she only learned of it after her daughter's passing and in the book. Really? That's not true. In Michael Edwards' book, he states that they talked about it and they were giggling. So Priscilla would have known about it because Michael Edwards says Priscilla did know about it. But with the way it was presented, they were giggling about it. Give me a break. Jack, do you think the Smiths will speak up about anything Priscilla said in their new book? They probably will, because they did a review of Lisa's book, so I'm sure they will. Ashley, she's a horrible mother, just horrible. She's a horrible human being. The only good thing that she does is for animals. Everything else is just like horrible. David, you're an idiot and I hate your guts. I'm gonna tell you what I think about you in that unforgettable way I do. You're an idiot and I hate your guts. I guess I would be as happy for you as I would be a cockroach in my food. I love the lyrics to that song. I think she could be writing about her mother in that book, in that song. I think idiot. Some people go, oh, it's Michael Jackson, and then some people go, oh, it's Danny, and I don't know. I think idiot has something to do with Prissy LePew. Savette, she's an animal. That's why she takes care of her own. Ooh, burn. Savette, you go, girl. That's a good burn. I like that. We're being ornery tonight. This book has got our nerves just rattled. Holly, my heart breaks for Lisa, Elvis, and the grandbabies and the great grandbabies. Yeah, Elvis A to Z. She has done more damage to Elvis's legacy than anyone. Of course she has. Of course she has. Oh, the Stray Cats are on tour, William? That's cool. I can't believe they're still going. That's neat. Marilyn said Prissy is a parasite. Ashley, she really seems to love and worship her son Provolone as well. I love my son. I love him with everything I have. But Priscilla had another child, and her name was Lisa, and I didn't see that love and worship with her daughter as she did her son. You know what I'm saying? If I had two children, I would love those children the same. They would be part of me, right? With her, it seemed like there was favoritism, that there still is a type of favoritism. She does more for Provolone and is seen more with Provolone than she has ever been seen with Lisa. David, thanks for the $2 super thanks. I appreciate it. Sue, the way she acts with Provolone is weird. I think the family on that side is her and him are weird in general. I think they're both just very weird individuals. Claudia, Lisa was at Graceland with Vernon and Danny, and Billy was there with her. She saw her dad in the bathroom on the floor. They had to pull her away. Joe was there and got her away. It was sad. Yes, Claudia. So Priscilla should know where Lisa was the day Elvis died. Holly agrees with me. You can tell that she favors Provolone. She does. Let's keep going. The Presley Legacy. Lisa Marie's view. Lisa Marie's book shows her struggling with her identity as Elvis Presley's daughter. She talks about her immense pride in her father, but also the burden of living up to his legacy. She also claims that she was a pint-sized tyrant who would threaten to fire her father's staff if they didn't give her what she wanted. Priscilla's response in her new book, Softly as I Lied to You, Priscilla provides new details about Lisa Marie's life and her relationship with the Presley legacy. She reveals that she was devastated when Lisa Marie sold 85% of the inheritance, including including EPE in the inheritance. Excuse me, I wrote this wrong. Devastated when Lisa Marie sold 85% of her inheritance, EPE. She also states that she and her family felt gutted to lose control of the Elvis legacy, which we all know is such a lie. It is such a lie. She's the one with Spiegel to convince Lisa of selling 85% of EPE. She and Spiegel were the ones to do that. So that is a lie that Priscilla puts in this book. Softly as I Lied to You. You know, that's a lie. We all know it's a lie because she's the one to convince Lisa. She's trying to make herself look like her. Lord and mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. I got kicked off of my own stream. Can you guys see me? Are we good? I got kicked off. Here I am talking. I'm in the zone, and then boop, I got kicked off my own stream. Molly, hey, I can see you. Woo! John, you're back, Shauna. Thank you. I didn't think I was ever going to get back. Normally, when they kick you off, you got to restart it and everything. Oh, my gosh. I was going to say, Good. I'm glad you guys can hear me, and I'm glad you guys can see me. Woo. All right, let's get back to this, okay? Because I don't know what happened. I hope it don't happen again. The new memoir, along with her daughter's book and her interviews, offers a far more complex and complete portrait of Priscilla Presley. She is not just Elvis's ex-wife, but a mother, a grandmother, a businesswoman, and a woman who has negotiated immense joy, pain, and loss, often in the public eye. This is how she's portraying herself to be, like she's a normal person. I can help with the analyzing of these inconsistencies and contradictions in Priscilla Presley's public narratives. So let's begin. A direct calling out is not within my function, but I'm going to do it anyway, guys. I'm going to call her out on her bullshit, but I also can compare and contrast the information and provide sources. So let's start. All right. Let's go start with her relationship with Elvis. Priscilla's account of her early relationship with Elvis has shifted over time regarding the age difference of her maturity. In 1985, in Elvis and Me, Priscilla stated that Elvis was initially dismissive of her age, calling her just a baby. She claimed she was a shy, pretty little girl who was unhappily accustomed to moving. She was an army brat. She also said that she also said their relationship in Germany was a non-sexual, describing him as a gentleman who promised to treat her just like a sister. She wrote that he never touched her sexually and waited until after they were married to have sex. Sure. In 2024, Lisa Marie states in her book that her mother and father consummated their relationship, when she was 18. In 2025, with Priscilla's book, Softly as I Lied to You, the age gap within a historical and cultural framework, citing figures like Rhett Butler and Edgar Allan Poe. She also stated that although their relationship started when she was 14, it didn't become a romantic relationship until she was 17. She claimed to have embraced the social norms of the 1960s, eagerly adopting his version for her style and appearance because she wanted to please her man. She admits in her new book to being a little more assertive than in her first book, telling people and saying that she went head over heels into the relationship and felt like the proverbial bird in a gilded cage. All right? Plus, she also admits that she never liked being in Memphis. She always hated being in Memphis, right? But now she tells people, I love being in Memphis. So she's just a walking contradiction at this point. Okay? Hey, Rainbow 24. I'm glad you're here, girl. Glad you're here. This is also where her narrative clashes with Lisa Marie's account. As I said, in Lisa Marie's memoir, she describes her mother as a young, glamorous woman who was knocked up during labor and woke up to a baby. Like she was knocked out during labor and woke up to a baby. Lisa Marie also recounts her mother confessing that she had thought about trying to fall off of her horse to cause a miscarriage because she didn't want to gain pregnancy weight. So see, Priscilla has always been vain, and her own daughter Lisa knew that her own mother was vain. She felt that her mother had a chilly disposition and was more concerned with how things looked rather than with feelings. And we all know she doesn't know how to deal with feelings. Priscilla does not know how to deal with feelings. Let me tell you why. If I have to watch another interview of Priscilla where she does this, they'll ask her a question. Oh, how do you feel about the day your daughter died? And she does this crap. She takes a deep breath before she talks. I can't deal with that. She does it every single time. They'll ask her how she feels since Lisa passed, and she'll go before she talks. Give me a break. Give me a break. I can't deal with that breathing thing she does. So, how do you feel about the way your daughter died? Give me a break. Brenda, Shauna, do you know anything about the grandchild in Florida? Has Brigitte said anything to you about the unknown grandchild? No, Brenda, because the unknown grandchild is underage and she's protecting the identity. David, you're a steamroller, baby. You're thinking of Steamroller Blues. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see. All right. Elvis's prescription drug use and his public image. Priscilla's framing of Elvis's drug use has become more critical over time, moving from a position of defense to one acknowledgement of his negative effects. In 1985, in Priscilla's book Elvis and Me, she presented Elvis's pill use as practical necessity for his demanding schedule and a way to deal with his insomnia and depression. She also emphasized that Elvis was well informed about his medications, seeing them as different from illegal street drugs. She even admitted to taking pills herself to keep with his lifestyle. In 2025, in Priscilla's book, Softly as I Lie to You, she is more blunt, describing his prescription drug use as an addiction that began with him taking from his mother. We already went through this. But guys, this is contradiction. This is all just whatever. Let's go back to the Michael Edwards incident right this second, okay? This is one of the most significant points of contradiction between the two memoirs, okay? This is one of the most significant points of the contradiction between the two books, okay? So listen carefully, guys. As Priscilla and Lisa Marie's account of their relationship with Michael Edwards are starkly different. So here we go. Priscilla's 2025 memoir. She acknowledges her relationship with Michael Edwards, but claims that she was unaware of his sexual obsession with Lisa Marie until after her daughter's death. She recalls an instance where Lisa Marie told her that Edwards had come into her room the night before while he thought she was asleep and had pulled back the covers to look at her in her nightgown. Priscilla states that she confronted him and that he claimed he was just tucking her in. She writes that she later found out that Michael Edwards had written a book in which he openly admitted that he had a sexual obsession with Lisa since she was 12 years old. Michael Edwards' book, guys, came out a long time ago. A long time ago. Priscilla would have known about all of this way before Lisa died. Way before Lisa died. So the biggest contradiction of her life is in all of that subject. She's basically downplaying Lisa's abuse. She's basically wiping her hands of it and just throwing it out the window so we can all forget about it and move on to something else, even though this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Okay? It is. It's the biggest contradiction, really. Now, in Lisa Marie's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, a much more harrowing story emerges. She alleges that Edwards molested her for years and abused her physically for years, and that she told her mom in the car the next day after an incident happened. Lisa Marie describes Edwards' abuse as a form of manipulation where he would touch Lisa, spank Lisa, and telling Lisa not to look when he told her to take her pants down from here down and to turn around to be spanked, but to not turn around and look at him while he was spanking her. She also claims her mother would never allow herself to lose control and would instead try to make Edwards apologize for his actions rather than confront the issue directly. Really? Really? So she's basically stating and downplaying the whole entire thing. And she's saying she wasn't aware of any of this until Lisa died, which is a blatant lie. Liar, liar, Prissy Pants is on fire. Liar. I'm going to hit her head again. Liar. She's a liar. You don't take your daughter's abuse and molestation and not take it seriously, folks. You take it very seriously. And she's saying that she didn't know about any of this until after Lisa died is a lie. She knew. She knew. Wow, guys, we have 177 people in the live chat tonight. Goodness sakes, thank you guys for joining me this evening. Wow. Tracy, she claims in her book that Lisa was always making up stories. Yeah. Sick and sad, right, Tracy? She doesn't even believe her own daughter. Susan, I'm worried that the book is number 5 on the New York bestseller list. A lot of people will read the lies and believe them. The book is doing better than her movie. Oh, gosh. That's terrible. Terrible. People need to start watching us YouTubers reviewing this book so they can realize what is going on. Rainbow, I've been suffering from PPTSD, post-Priscilla traumatic stress disorder, since she started making the rounds and doing as much lying and damaging. Yeah. And Sharon goes, of course she knew about the abuse. Cat, she should have called the police and took Lisa to the police station. I would have. If my child is telling me that the man that I'm with, the man that I trust, the man that I'm leaving my child home alone with while I'm going to go be an actress is abusing and molesting my child, I'm taking said child to the police station and I'm pressing charges because you're going to have to hold me back to get bail money because I'll probably do more than that. That's unacceptable. That's evil. But we all know she is. She's evil. Evil. She's an evil, vile woman. Guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. That's my personal opinion, okay? Might not be all y'all's, but I think she's evil. I think she's vile. I think she's just as bad as Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. She's just as bad as Cruella de Vil. She might as well try to kill 101 Dalmatians and make a coat out of them. She might as well. Seems like she's done everything else. Pam, I feel so heavy over the death of Lisa. Did Priscilla pull the plug on Lisa? Was there no hope? I guess I was fooled by her until she went to court right after Lisa passed. That was cold. Yeah, she's cold. CC Cat, exactly, Shauna. Call a friend or lawyer for my bail money. CC Cat. Prissy Le Pew. Karen, Elvis would have a fit. Elvis wouldn't have just had a fit. Think about it this way. So we all know that the Mike Stone story, right? We all know that the Memphis Mafia claimed that Elvis tried to get them to get a hitman to kill Mike Stone, right? And this was just for the man that stole Priscilla from him, right? And break up their home, right? Could you imagine what he would want to do to Michael Edwards? He wouldn't want a hitman. He'd have probably tried to kill him himself. Okay? I couldn't even possibly imagine. Queen Scott, there's no longer anyone here to protect the Presley name, so she's having her way. Riley is keeping her mouth lock and key. Unless she finally does say something. Well, we know how private Riley is. Claudia, what about this grandchild everybody keeps talking about? I know, but we can't. We're just speculating. Okay, we're just speculating it could be John Travolta's son. This is a speculation. There's no proof of that. Brigitte hasn't said that. She won't give the name of the child. So right now it's just speculation. It could be John Travolta's son Ben, but that's speculation. There's no proof. So we do know there's one. It's in the paperwork for the court, but the child's name is protected because the child is underage. Holly. Lulu to you. Yes, John, and he lives in Florida, I believe. Yep. His name, we don't know. We don't know. And we don't even know the whole, we do know he lives in Florida, but we don't know the name of the child, the age of the child, the exact location of the child, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if we're ever going to get that because the child is underage. I don't even think we're ever going to know the truth on that. Lisa Marie's death and legacy. So here we go. This is the next part, okay? The narratives diverge on the personal dynamic between Priscilla and Lisa Marie regarding the relationship in the years leading up to Lisa Marie's death. In Priscilla's 2025 memoir, Softly as I Lie to You, she writes about their close bond and shared love for Elvis. Priscilla acknowledges that their relationship was strained due to a custody dispute over Lisa's twins, Harper and Finley, but frames it as a temporary conflict caused by drugs, suspicion. Priscilla claims to have been a constant support system for her daughter. In Lisa Marie's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, Lisa paints a picture of more complex, strained relationship. She describes a deep-seated sadness that followed her father's death and a feeling of being stuck with this woman. Love that part though. Stuck with this woman. The memoir suggests a pattern of estrangement, with Lisa Marie feeling a lack of emotion attachment to her mother. She recalls her mother being more present after the birth of her twins, but also describes a period of viciousness where her mother became relentless and irrational. The contradictions in these accounts highlight a long-standing pattern of public and private narratives within the Presley family. Priscilla's recent memoir offers a new, more expansive version of her story, but also creates more points of comparison with other family members' versions and events. All right? So, Priscilla's account in Elvis and Me and Softly as I Lie to You. In her 1985 memoir, Elvis and Me, Priscilla recounts an argument over a record where a chair with records stacked on it was thrown. She writes that Elvis was frustrated with RCA's music choices and grew increasingly discouraged as he went through a stack of demo records. When she voiced her honest opinion that she didn't like a particular song that Elvis was recording, Elvis snapped. To her horror, a chair came hurtling towards her. She moved out of the way, but one of the records from the chair hit her in the face. She immediately accused him of hitting her on purpose, but he was frantically apologetic and insisted it was an accident. Priscilla states that he felt terrible and that it was an accident. In her 2025 memoir, Softly as I Leave You, Softly as I Lie to You, that is, Priscilla revisits the story. That the cinematic portrayal of the film Priscilla by Sofia Coppola was an inaccurate representation of the event. She states that the incident in real life was a little different from how it looked in the film. She clarifies that the records were stacked on the chair, and when he threw the chair, a record flew off and hit her, and it was an accident. Priscilla insists that Elvis was horrified that he had accidentally hurt her, and that his actions were childish and dangerous, but it wasn't the same as hitting her intentionally. The film Betrayal and Other Perspectives. The film Priscilla, directed by Sofia Coppola, adapted the scene from Elvis and Me, but faced criticism from Priscilla for its betrayal. So Priscilla Presley puts in the movie Elvis and Me the very same incident. She tells Sofia Coppola, and Sofia Coppola goes by the book. When we all criticize, she says, "Oh, that's not how it happened. Elvis would have never laid a hand on me. He never said anything derogatory against me. He never had a temper about it with me. He never showed any type of aggression." Really? Because in Elvis and Me, she writes differently. In Elvis and Me, she writes differently, guys. She claims that he forced himself upon her. Okay? She claims that Elvis hit her with a record on purpose from a chair that he threw. She admits that Elvis grabbed her by the arm when she was griping about Anne Margaret and said, "Get your clothes packed. Getting you on a plane. We're sending you back to Germany where you belong with your family." Because he was pissed, right? This is what she claims in the book and the movie Elvis and Me. Yet the story changes over the years, right? They change. All right? Priscilla's claimed the film's version made it look like Elvis just lifted up the chair and he just threw it. She has publicly stated that while Elvis had a temper, he never hurt anyone, and that he was horrified by the accident. Sofia Coppola, however, has stated in interviews that she adapted the scene directly from Priscilla's book. suggesting the film Betrayal was an accurate representation of the original source material. Lisa Marie's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, we're not directly addressing the chairs incident, offers a general perspective on Elvis's temper and its effect on her. She recalls that when Elvis got angry, everybody would run, duck, and take cover. She described Elvis as having a kind of funny anger that was not rude to people, and that he didn't live there. This implies that his temper was a temporary state that was out of character for the man she knew and loved. Also, she would say that Elvis was like a storm, but once it blew over, it was over. In Priscilla Presley's public narratives, the central point of contention is her perception of Michael Jackson and his relationship with her daughter, Lisa Marie. The detail and tone of her accounts have shifted over time, revealing a complex, often contradictory of the story. So that's what I'm going to do next. That's what I'm going to do for you guys on Monday. We're going to talk about the contradictions between what Priscilla said about Michael Jackson. So we'll go on the Michael Jackson subject on Monday. But that's just crazy what all we have learned from this book so far, guys. This is crazy. Rainbow 24. She was a co-producer and consultant on Coppola's movie, so she knew beforehand what the scene revealed. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely, positively. No doubt about it. She knew. She definitely knew. Oh, let me see some more comments here. Molly, she knows. She's only relevant because she laid on her back for money and a name. Ooh, another burn. Holly, I agree, Shauna. We will never know who he or she is. Sharon, she treated that lifetime ticket like crap. Kelsey, I would love Murray to do a special edition of a show with Priscilla and give her a lie detector test and ask her questions that she actually doesn't answer. I like the way you think, Kelsey. I like the way you think. Sissy Cat, Molly, I'm kind of hoping that she would reach the witness stand so that she can be cross-examined. Only hope of ever seeing something remotely close to an interview. Do you guys think that she's going to perjure herself? Because I kind of do. I don't think she's going to tell the truth on the stand. I think she knows better. I think she's going to do her best to act like she's senile so she can get away with it too. That's what I think. I really do. I just think that's going to be, that's why she's doing what she's doing. That's why she's pretending that, well, I think she's pretending that she has dementia. I think it's a role she's playing so she don't get in trouble. I think that's how she's going to try and get out of this. Melinda, Elvis would have killed Prissy and Mike with his bare hands, no doubt in my mind. After finding out, of course, I think so too. I think so too. Let's see here. Did Mindy say something recently? Lulu, to you. And that I think MJ family can't be too happy. I don't think they are happy. Truthfully, I think they're holding their tongues right now. You know, but if I were Paris, I would personally want to sue Priscilla for defamation of my father's legacy. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. It would have been the other way around. Lisa would have done the same thing if somebody was defaming her father, right? And Lisa wouldn't appreciate her mother defaming MJ. You know? Let's see. CC Cat. Not really. I think the Smiths are around for that too. You know, there's not just one cousin alive. There's another one. There's another one. And I don't think I'll ever see Patsy say anything derogatory or against Priscilla, but wouldn't it be nice if Priscilla finally, takes the final curtain, like leaves this world, and Patsy would finally say something? Maybe she's been holding her tongue because she was fearful of being sued, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know. Edie, I didn't realize your hair was so long. Oh, it's long. Look, it's very long. It's it's very long. But I like long hair. I've tried short hair before. I hate it. Mindy, Janet Jackson slammed P for lying about MJ. Good, because his sister would have a thing or two to say. Good for Janet. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Oh, man. John, Shauna, this news just broke on Twitter that Riley will be... Yes, but it's the paperback version, and she's supposed to be writing like an insert inside that's called Afterword. I'm hoping with the timing that she has something to say against her Nona, but if you guys know her MO, she probably won't be. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. Kathy, I think his volatile temper was a result of his concussion. Elvis had a history of head injuries, and we know from athletes that head injuries can change someone's personality. Yes. Yes. That incident that happened. Wasn't it when he was making the movie Roustabout? Help my memory, Kathy. Was it Roustabout where he supposedly had the head injury? And weren't we all like maybe a little suspicious how it played out in the end? Gypsy, I'm still holding on to what Prissy told me over lunch. Girl, one day maybe you can tell me, because I would love to know. Cannot let it out until Prissy Pants is no more. Yeah, that's one thing I'm waiting for, Gypsy. But, yeah. I would say something else, but I'm trying not to be ornery. Jack, what did Janet Jackson say? Molly, I believe Paris stated something also. We don't know if that article was true, the one where Paris supposedly said something, because I checked her real Twitter account and didn't see anything close to that. So I don't know if that article was real or not. This is why you guys got to be careful with online articles. You could be reading AI, it's not even real, and don't even know it. I've done it. So it can happen. Susan! And the cover of the paperback has changed. She removed Elvis. It's just her and Lisa. I wonder why the cover changed. I wonder why too. But she wanted to change it. Lulu, to you, thank you so much for becoming a member to my channel. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. You guys can become members if you want to. I do shorts and stuff and give it to the members first before I put them out for public. So if you guys want to be a member, it's just a click of a button. You don't have to be, though. It's just out there if you guys want to. Carol, Lisa's paperback cover has Lisa as an adult and Riley as a child sticking her tongue out. Yeah, I know, it's cute. I ordered it on Amazon tonight. Oh, hey, Jack. It's something Donna has said a lot more about Priscilla than Billy has. Does anyone know what Janet Jackson said about Priscilla? You know what, Jack? Let me see if I can Google and see what it says. Let me see what it says because I found it. Let me see. Janet Jackson issued a powerful, concise statement defending her late brother Michael Jackson after Priscilla Presley called him manipulative in 2025 memoir, Softly as I Lied to You, Life After Elvis. Jackson's exact words were, "My brother deserves respect, not slander. Speak facts, not fiction," which quickly circulated online and was widely reported as having a significant impact on the ensuing public discussion, according to several posts and articles from late September to early October 2025. Wow. Jackson just said, her brother deserves respect, not slander. Speak facts, not fiction. So there you go. That was Janet Jackson's response to Prissy Pants' book and slander of her brother Michael. Rainbow. I believe Riley's extent of her authority has reached its limits. She won't be burying Priscilla at Graceland anymore. I hope so. Wouldn't that be great? Rainbow. No, the concussion happened during a break in his trailer in Clambake, 1967. Larry Geller was there. Oh, okay, I was wrong. I thought it was Rostabout. It was Rostabout where he tried to do his own stunts and he had a motorcycle accident, right? And I thought he hit his head then too, though. I forgot about that. Gypsy. I need to know, does anyone know if Prissy Pants ever went to bed with Tom Jones? All I know is that she was dating him a few times. Well, you know what, Gypsy? You know what? It's not unusual to go to bed with Tom Jones. It's not unusual to be bad at bed with Tom Jones. Sorry, guys. I had to. What's new, Prissy Pants? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussy? John, Shauna, can we get Riley to speak up a little more? Because it seems like she forgot how to speak. We never hear from Riley. I told you, it's not that she doesn't know how to speak. She's a private person. She doesn't like having their dirty laundry out to dry for the world to see. She is pissed off at her Nona for even bringing out a lot of this stuff to public. She is not happy about this stuff. You know? It's not. Molly, declamming. Oh, guys, you crack me up, guys. Really? Okay, so are you guys going to join me? I'm not going to be live on Monday, but are you guys going to watch my show on Monday? Because we're going to go where we we're stopping tonight. We're going to stop at the Michael Jackson subject. Okay. Velvis, Shauna, don't forget, she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a whore. Talking about Prissy. And the lady is loose. She is as loose as a goose. That guys know this is my personal opinion, and it's for all fun and giggles. Okay, this is just fun. Don't take me literally here. But you gotta put comedy with the drama, guys, because I'd rather laugh than cry. Yes, Molly, she's a Lucy. Lucy Goosey, she's a Lucy. I'm talking about Prissy. She's a Lucy. Lucy Goosey. Sharon, Elvis fell into and hit his head. Billy Smith stayed with him a week and he missed concerts. This is when Colonel got him to pay 50%, sign the contract under med. Oh, wow. Jack, Mindy, I don't know if you saw my question earlier, but we'd love to hear your answer. What was an intense time in Elvis's life? Rainbow, autospeller alert. Autospeller alert. I don't like autocorrect. It makes me say bad words when I'm not supposed. I'm not trying to. It just happens. John, Shauna, to quote Austin Powers, Prissy is the village bicycle. Everyone has had a ride. Woo! Inhabitant of the shiny stone Hellas. Prissy was always a Lucy. A loosey-goosey? Okay, guys, you could have went to any Elvis channel for your fun and giggles and learning about some of the contradictions in the books that this woman has written and co-written. But you didn't. You came to mine, and for that, I love each and every one of you for it. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I had such a great time with you guys. I am going to have to go. It's getting late for me, and I've been up for a very long time, so I'm starting to feel that I'm getting tired. But yeah, we're going to do this on Monday night too, okay? So you guys need to join me. You guys need to join me on Monday because we're going to go more. We're going to do more deep dive into this trashy book of the loosey-goosey, Priscilla Pugh, evil, vile woman. All right? Yeah, I'll be with you. I'll be with you Monday, and it was fun. Thank you guys for joining me. And Mindy, have a blessed weekend too. Everybody have a great weekend. You know, get some sleep tonight. Spend some time with your family if you can. You know, and I have to say, be careful out there, all right? There's some crazy people. Watch y'all's back, okay? And watch who you hang out with in the Elvis world. You are who you hang around. Okay, guys. TCVTLC. God bless you all. And you know what? I'll see you on the other side, of course, and Monday. All right? Love you guys. Bye now. See y'all Monday, okay? I love you guys. Bye.